April was a lot of fun for many reasons. Personally, I had time off work, and while it is because of the unfortunate situation in the world right now, it did mean I had so much more gaming time to work with, which meant I could actually get through everything I wanted to play in April, including Persona 5 Royal and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and some demos too. So it was a good, healthy month of gaming that I had a lot of fun with, and only wish I could keep that kind of gaming pace throughout the year. So with a lot of extra time and games played, here are the JRPGs I played in April. Technically, I completely finished Final Fantasy VII Remake at the beginning of May. However, I started my full playthrough towards the end of April and continued to fall more and more in love with it as I kept playing, and once I got into the meat of it, getting to know the characters, world, and the surprises hiding in it was a real treat, so I wanted to give it JRPG of the month for April because I think it was a very special April release. As I've mentioned many times now, this was my first proper venture into the core Final Fantasy VII game, and while I know there were more than a few differences to the original story, I loved this version of it, the way it introduced the characters and how it was a great introduction to this part of the Final Fantasy series. And it's done the good thing of making me want to go back and try the original, which is something I've always wanted to do but was never fully motivated to. But now that Remake has given me a connection to the world, I definitely want to, so I'm very happy that this remake could do that for me and hopefully others too. As for the remake itself, I would love to go back to it sometime as well. I really liked some of the quests like collecting music discs to try to cheer people up and its mini games, and I know that there are more of those things sitting around that I could still find. That's generally what I think of when I look back on my time with it in April, as that's what a lot of the first part of the game is, but I spend more of that time discovering the main story instead of doing those things, so at some point for sure, I'd love to go back and do a more in-depth playthrough to see more of that side content too. In saying that, going back to it is something I probably won't do for a while, as I'd prefer to play Classic 7 first, but I think this remake will always have a little bit of a special place in my heart for making me want to do that. So for now, if you want to know more, check out my review, and more importantly, give the game a try, as I think it's a great new Final Fantasy experience that needs to be played. During my time staying home last month, I felt like I was able to live a whole other life in my living room thanks to Persona 5 Royal. The huge 140-hour-long experience kept me exploring Tokyo while I couldn't leave my house, and I was able to return to that fun Persona feeling of living daily life with confidants, including the new ones like Kasumi, and also the fun Fan of Thieves life with new dungeons and an even smoother dungeon crawling experience. As the Persona fan I am, this was a very close second for JRPG of the month, as when your only complaint about a game is that it ran pretty long, that's a pretty good thing. And that was definitely the case for my time with Persona 5 Royal, as it really did manage to improve on an already great experience. I do still hope to find time at some point to complete more of the reward challenges that are in the Thieves' Den if I find a chance to play more, so while the time sink is big, I do hope to get back to it at some point for sure, even if it's just in small bursts, and since I'm still addicted to Tycoon, I'm sure it won't be leaving my PS4 hard drive anytime soon. So until the next time I play, I'm very happy with the way it brightened up my April, and I hope that those of you that commented that you were playing through it on my review are still enjoying the big game too, as no matter the size, it's still a must-play JRPG. Towards the beginning of April, I remembered that Genshin Impact's closed beta would be closing early in the month, so I had hoped to see a little more of the story before that beta period ended. Since I had to get to adventure level 10 before I could do that though, that didn't end up happening, but I did enjoy myself anyway, as running around in its world doing little things like looking for treasure is always a lot of fun, and it was nice to do a little more of that in any case. I did actually get to adventure level 10 towards the end of my session, however, I think I was in the middle of working on a video, so I maybe only played for a short 10 to 15 minutes, which meant no story time, but at least I know it's achievable for next time. Who knows when that next time will be at the moment, as we're still waiting on a release date for Genshin Impact, so hopefully we'll hear that soon, but until then, I'm grateful for the fact I was able to get beta access, and I hope myself and everyone else are able to play it more soon. When I was still working in the first half of the month and between games, my main focus was to try and decide which game I wanted to try at the end of April, since both Trials of Mana and Sakura Wars were releasing late April and both had demos that could help me with that decision. As you might have seen in my first impressions videos, Trials of Mana's demo won me over just a little bit more thanks to its combat and how I thought it compared to Sakura Wars. Based on demos alone, Trials of Mana showed off a few more things you could use in battles, such as spells, special attacks, and items that made the system feel more complex and interesting in comparison. And I also liked the idea of Trials of Mana letting you choose 3 protagonists and seeing how their stories intertwined. So those were the things that pushed me to pick up Trials of Mana and play it as my late April game, and I'm now a lot further into it since we're in May. I'm sure I'll talk about it more in future in full in a review soon, but since the demo is out, I think it's a great thing to try if you're interested in the game, so let me know if you end up giving it a try, and I look forward to talking about it more soon. Sakura Wars was the other game I was considering playing last month, and despite not being wowed by the combat in its demo, I did like other aspects that were shown a fair bit. The humorous moments made me laugh, the girls you can date in it all seemed lovely, and I really liked the animation style, music, and design, and I still want to see more of its version of Old Tokyo someday. Since playing that demo and making my first impressions, my boyfriend has actually picked up the game, so I've been able to see a little more of it, and while I don't regret my Trials of Mana purchase, I do wish I'd had enough time for Sakura Wars as well, as it looks really fun. I like the look of getting to know the girls and thinking about dialogue choices, and was also pleasantly surprised that many of you guys ended up saying you wanted me to review it in my comments. I got those comments after I'd already purchased Trials of Mana, so I ended up sticking with that. But that doesn't mean I won't go back and play Sakura Wars at some point, and since it's in my house, I'll be keeping it in mind when there's a gap in my gaming time. Until then though, I really enjoyed the demo, and it's another demo I'd recommend trying too. Just be aware that the demo is unfortunately only in Japanese, however, I couldn't understand everything and still feel like I got a good feel for the tone of the game, so I'd still say it's worth a try. And with many fun moments in it just waiting to be seen, I hope to get to play with it more in the near future. May is already well underway at this point, and so far I've finished and reviewed Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm now over 10 hours into my playthrough of Trials of Mana. So far, I'm enjoying finding new classes in Trials a lot, and I'm hoping to switch classes again soon, as I really like discovering the new abilities and honestly the costumes, as I love their fantasy look. So that's my JRPG focus for now, and I hope to talk more about it soon. Once I'm done with that, I'm really looking forward to playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition later this month. There have been more trailers coming out for it recently, which is great, and like when I was getting excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they're getting me hyped up to play it, so I'll be making sure I'm free for that when it's ready, and I'm trying to get as many videos as I can done before it's out so I can just focus on the game. And since it's been a long break in my time with the Xenoblade series since the last one I played was Torna, I'm excited to dive back into another big Xenoblade world. For now though, it's back to Trials of Mana for me, so until next time, I hope you guys are having fun and keeping safe and playing a lot of JRPGs, and I look forward to hearing what you guys are playing in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what JRPGs you played in April and what you're planning to play or are already playing in May. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!